was I like in high school? That's a great question. Very competitive, with a decent dose of arrogance. But at the same time, I was like I've always been like a kind person. It's just, I think that like in high school, like my arrogance kind of came out of like a little bit of like jadedness of like what I hadn't ever got to experience. Cause like my high school experience, like I was like, grew up rural West Texas, like way out in the middle of nowhere, like super like poor in like a little trailer house. Like that's where I'm from. I've always been an artist. Like when I was a kid, I'd always draw. And then when I got to Pittsburgh, I came to Pittsburgh to play for the Steelers, tore my ACL, and then started painting. And that was kind of like my outlet. You know, I couldn't move, I was in bed, and I just started painting. And that translated into me kind of understanding that pushing yourself at a craft is the most competitive thing you can do. So then, you know, I transitioned and started being an artist. Yeah, I think so many people want to like get on like a bigger platform, but like the reality is like you build that through consistently just like taking steps and making things. Like there was no platform that I got on. Like I just did enough things to keep doing enough things. And inspiration it's to be used. It's to be, you create something with it, right? It's not just a feeling, it's like an action, it's like a response. That's, you know, it's got to go full circle. So for me, I try not to like look for inspiration. I try to be inspired, you know, and that's just taking your opportunities to make what you get to make very seriously. And then being very critical of the things you make. I mean, in that, that's where I find the most inspiration, is when I'm critiquing my work and I see what is good, I see what's not good, I understand why that's good, I understand why that's not, and I understand what I can do with either, you know? And then I'm like, oh man, I got better by just doing. With my art, I just like people to I like it to just stop them. They're just like, oh. You know, like beautiful things, you know, just like make something beautiful that can stop someone for a moment, where they can have a moment to feel something or to think something. I mean, we live in like this society, things go so fast. I mean, you think like 200 years ago, things didn't go so fast. 300 years ago, things didn't go so fast. At some point in time, people were just living in little villages with their homies and things really weren't going so fast. And now, like as people, things are going so fast, there's not many moments where you just like stop and chill, you know? And with my art, like that's my goal, to be able to have people stumble on things, walk around a corner, look up and see something and just stop for a minute. It's very important for anybody, whether in high school or just anybody who's trying to do something, before they try to do something, to analyze what they're good at and be honest with what they're not good at. Because if you're not honest with what you're not good at, it's still going to be there when you try to go accomplish the thing. Just because you weren't honest about it doesn't mean that it's like not there. It just means that like it's going to get you like worse. So I think that's just very important, to be like, I need to work on this. I'm good at this. The things you're good at, let yourself be good at that, and don't make that hard. Just keep working at that. The things you're not good at, like, understand why and work on those. Inspiration doesn't stop. It jumps around. It can jump from one person to another person through conversations. It can jump from one generation to another generation through a painting. It can, you know, I mean, it can time travel. It's just it's why there's money. It's why there's civilization. It's why people do everything, you know? I mean, we're living in a conglomerated idea that is art. You know, it's like civilization, and it's to be appreciated, you know, and you got to make good art for that reason, You know, like the things that last and the things that get to stick around, people put thought and made them well and put quality into them forever. It's forever.